Yo, this is Kickin It with Infinite. My name is Devin. I also go by Infinite or Pride by Infinite. And today, I'm with my boy, Sammy Shiblaq.
What up, though? What up, though? What's going on, man?
How you doing? How you living?
Chilling, man. Can't complain, man.
Mm-hmm.
Doing good.
I feel it, man. So, for the people who don't know you, just who are you and what you do, man?
Yeah, I'm a rapper. I grew up in Detroit, but I moved to San Jose a couple years ago. I've been out here just grinding, doing my thing, trying to get the name out. And I just dropped my latest project, Between the Lines, and that shit going crazy.
Yep. Hey, I saw the numbers.
Yeah,
I saw the numbers in preparation of this little interview right here.
Hell yeah,
Hey,
had to let them know. Had to let them know.
Hey, so you mentioned that you're from Detroit. How was the transition from coming from Detroit to living in the Bay Area?
The music scene is real different. It's a lot more rappers there, and it's a lot more rappers kind of on the same sound. And when I came here, it was more of like, especially in San Jose, there's a music scene emerging, but it hasn't fully emerged. I feel like people don't know about it as much. So I seen it as like an opportunity. And also like the living style is a lot different here. You know, everything's more expensive. You really got to live that lifestyle to be able to afford it here. So it's a blessing to be out here. I'm just trying to make the most of it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of the expense to live out here, bro, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I got a little deep there.
Like,
it's crazy, bro.
The thing is, like, growing up here, though, it's like sometimes that's just kind of like all you know.
Right.
So, like, when I was younger, like 10, 12, 11 or something like that, my mom would be like, "Oh yeah, you can go to Atlanta and get like a full house for 200,000, blah blah blah."
Yeah, right.
Like, then I was all like, "What are you talking about?" And then I was all like, "Hey, 2 G's for a 1 bedroom or like a studio ain't even that bad."
Yeah,
and
yeah. It don't seem like nothing. And really,
then
once
I
you,
did research in school, then
yeah,
you find out that she was right, and then I felt dumb.
right. Yeah, I mean, once you adjust, you kind of get used to it. But like in the beginning, especially coming from a place where like back in 2010, my parents bought a crib for like $36,000 in Detroit, and the value went up. But the point is, like, you can't find that type of shit in the Bay, so the adjustment was crazy. But once you get used to it, I don't know. You're right. You don't really know anything else. You feel like it's just normal. You get accustomed to it.
36 G's a year. I mean, 36 G's for something, bro. You finna live in someone's closet.
Yeah,
You go to your
for
bedroom for 36.
100.
How did you get started with rapping?
Oh yeah, my brothers. I had 2 older brothers, and they kind of like raised me, taught me a lot of things. And like by the time I was 4, my aunt was giving me CDs, Akon, Tupac, Jay-Z at the time. It was like taking all that into a CD at the time, a little kid just hearing it. It was something I just fell in love with. And my brother ended up being a rapper too. So I kind of like watched the shit he did and wanted to be a little different, do it my own way. But kind of he finished when he was like 16. I wanted to take where he left off and really finish it. I was like the prodigy. So my brothers was always like molding the way I rapped. They would validate me when I was freestyling. So I would look up to them. And then it just became natural. I could freestyle to any word. Flow just came natural, and it was like my way of talking. You know, like I could speak for so long, but sometimes people not gonna hear you the same way. Through music, you can really understand what I'm doing and really see how I'm painting you that image.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. So this is a question I love to ask every single person who's on the podcast that does music. If you had to recommend one song of yours to someone who's never heard your music before, what song are you recommending?
Damn. I kind of adapt to every person, you know. I kind of like, I never play my music right away. I take like 5-10 minutes to kind of know the person. If it's that situation where I'm playing it for them the first time, and then I kind of adapt to like what type of sound I feel they'd like. But like if it's a universal answer, I'd say the intro from my last mixtape. That's called The Intro. That one, like, you'll get an introduction of everything I do. I got the melodies in the background. The verses are just introducing you to who I am, where I come from, how I get down, and it's inspirational. So somebody can really, no matter what type of music they like, the old school, the new school, they'll appreciate that song. So that's like a good song to introduce them to.
Yeah, like a good middle ground. I feel that. I feel that. So you mentioned the intro on that one and how you would recommend that to other people, but you also have a very strong intro track.
Yeah.
Between the Lines, the album that just dropped.
Yeah, yeah.
So what's your thought process through doing like intro tracks? Like, why do you feel like you need to value them so much?
I just seen my favorite artists, you know, my influences, they all had intro tracks, and it's always something I want to do when I make projects. Even if it's not my first studio album, this was just my second series to the mixtapes. And so being the second mixtape, I kind of want to give them what my albums would be like even before I give them the album. So like having that structure with the intro, the interlude, the person can kind of feel like they're in a story. Whereas most of the year I'm just dropping singles. They don't understand where my head's at. Through the whole project, you get through every song, you're kind of getting what I'm getting to between the lines. Walking between two cities. I got San Jose on my left, Detroit on my right, but I got 2 feet in both cities. So it's like, it's a way I can like kind of introduce them more to the theme of the album or the theme of the mixtape.
Nice. So who are your influences?
J. Cole, first and foremost. It's one of my favorite rappers. Lupe Fiasco,
Great
old
pick.
school, but that's the man right there. Hov, 50 Cent, old Kanye was crazy. I guess in the new school. Oh yeah, I just seen that. Payroll Giovanni, he a Detroit rapper. He a hustler, like he make hustle music, so he's crazy. It goes through a lot of them, but I say J. Cole probably the biggest one. He really there were times where he was dropping projects that were so similar to what was going on in my life that it made me just so inspired. When he dropped a project, it made me mad with myself, like, why haven't you dropped a song? Everybody knows you rap, but you haven't shown nothing. So it got me at a young age to start releasing on SoundCloud and build that up super young.
Nice. So, man, let's get into the topic, man. Let's talk about it. Between the Lines, man.
Yeah.
So, I want to know if there was like any interesting stories for the creation of Between the Lines, because just like personally me, I'm just a person who loves like BTS. I love just like stories that you would have never knew about unless you heard it from the artist or like one of the producers or engineers or something like that. So is there anything that you would love to tell from the stories of how Between the Lines was created?
Yeah. So like through, I say one track specifically, the interlude. The interlude is like the last 3 years of my life. I kind of paint it within 2 verses and a bridge in between that's just like breaking you down to what's about to happen. And I feel like through the last project, it was way more positive. You feel me? I was trying to go for like a more positive perspective, you know, and really be more universal. But the thing that took away was later on from that project, I kind of realized I was going through a lot of stuff. Between the lines, you can hear a lot more pain, like in the mixtape itself, you can hear a lot more emotion. And I feel like it's way more personal. And especially in that interlude, like when you reached out and you sent me those messages, like that shit, that's the purpose of that interlude, you know, to make you feel that way. Put yourself in my shoes. And I feel like sometimes us as listeners, when we're looking at artists that we like, we don't put ourselves in the shoes of the listener. So I wanted, or as the artist. So I wanted to do that with that song. So it's kind of like the past 3 years of my life. That's the story. But I guess if I kind of got that just through that.
So what would you say is your personal favorite song off the album?
I say the intro.
The intro?
I always love the intros, yeah. The intro and the interlude too. And then there's a few others that I really, really like, but just those songs, the way I hopped on them, they did exactly what they needed to do for me. Completed the project.
Yeah, I feel it, man. Dude, honestly, the interlude, but we've talked about it before, but
yeah.
My favorite track too, because it's like I'm a fan of just people who can just rap their ass off.
Hell yeah.
What you did on there too.
My man.
And then shout out Thizzler, you did it on there too. And then you could tell like people were fucking it up in there, but they was like,
yeah, you seen in the beginning, always in the beginning, they see me, they see my face, they start hating. As soon as I start spitting, the whole comment section changed. It's crazy. It's always like the odds are against me. As soon as I start spitting, the whole thing changes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you get some type of satisfaction of being able to kind of like not trick people, but
I
beating
feel
their
like
expectations?
I feel like some would, but I feel like it's the opposite, because it's like I've been rapping for so long that it's like I've always felt like I had something to prove, and I'm trying to get to that point where everything that I have to prove is proven, you know, so I can just start making even more timeless music. But I'm at a point right now where even in my music, you hear me talking about the industry, the game, you know, you have to basically believe in yourself before anybody else can. So
Yes.
I've been doing that for so long. It's like I'm ready to just
Jam,
prove it. I'm
jam,
ready to prove it. Yeah.
jam right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so let's talk about Soul Survivor real quick because it's like one of the biggest songs on the project.
Yeah.
It's featuring Amber Woods. How did you guys get linked up, and how did that song come into fruition?
Yeah. So Amber, I met her a while ago through this app called Periscope. This is back when probably like 4 or 5 years ago, when I was like 16, and she was popping with her singing and stuff. She had videos on Twitter that were going viral and shit. And I think I was freestyling on the live. She came into it. She told me she made music, and just from there, just met her through social media. Uh, then further on, as I went on, I dropped a song with her in 2017, and that was her first song ever. And that did like 20,000 views when we had no idea what promotion was. We didn't know what we were doing. I was young, 17, just uploading on SoundCloud using DistroKid. And then last year, I got her on my first project, Faith and Hustle, and that was her second song out. And it kept getting to me. I'm like, man, why is she not dropping music? What's going on here? She has so much talent. She has this voice.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently, I was finishing this project. I got her to come through to make Soul Survivor. She lives not too far away. She's in the Bay Area too, so it just kind of worked out that we knew each other and we lived kind of close. So she came to the studio, and we made Soul Survivor. And from that, it was like the last piece of the puzzle. So she started dropping music recently. She's going crazy. She has like 20,000 monthly listeners already. She's dropping all these songs, and she's just ready to blow up. And I'm kind of a part of her team and try to get her where she needs to be. And with Soul Survivor, it just took off, man. The fans loved it. The OG fans who heard the other two songs, they know that collab. They know she was like early on in the career too. So yeah, it's just that's kind of how it all came together. It's been a process over the past 3 years, but Amber, she came way before the come up, like before I was nothing really.
Dang, that's cool how you guys kind of like linked together early on.
Yeah.
To be honest, y'all really did like a whole trilogy.
Yeah. Straight up.
Songs.
Straight up.
Y'all
Yeah.
motherfucking Avengers like coming up.
Yeah.
Like,
I really believe in her music. She's crazy talented, and she's super versatile. So just it never left my head over the years. Like, she needs to get her work out and just let the people hear her.
Yeah, definitely. She's insane.
Yeah, she got a lot coming. She got a lot. She got some videos. We got the Soul Survivor video dropping Wednesday. That's gonna be big. So
yeah. So one of the themes I noticed over the album is that you like to tell a lot of vivid stories. You rap very clearly. You leave like, I don't know how to explain it, but like you leave space to the point where you can digest every single bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like everything doesn't sound too cluttered. And I think that kind of plays in with like how clear everything is. And then that kind of plays into how vivid you tell the stories. So did you purposely make like one of the themes over this album, like telling vivid stories and just like putting people in the mindset that you were in when you were making this album?
I don't know. I don't think I meant to. I think it's like the thing is, when I drop singles, you don't really have any other songs next to them or under them, like after in the EP, to like kind of relate them. But when I drop a whole mixtape, it's really the same type of things as my singles, but just now it's in a project. So like people are getting more of like the stories and the way it's all like connecting together. But like certain songs, every song I feel like is different than a lot of other artists because they're so personal. And maybe that's what's gonna blow me up. Maybe I gotta get a little more you know, universal with this, so more people that don't just relate to what I'm saying can hear it. But in the end, it kind of creates like a certain level of respect between the listener and the artist. Because I like to be honest. I like to write the legacy down and put it in music. So 10 years from now, you understand what I was going through in that time. And it's just become habit. Every song, even freestyling. Like, I can't freestyle about no bullshit. I'm not gonna. If I said I was gonna freestyle on Thizzler today, the topic wasn't was it being player and love and R&B. If it was like just normal freestyling, I wasn't gonna go on and say I'm gonna shoot this dude, I'm gonna kill this dude. Nah, I'd really just be. It's pain, it's emotion, and it's really just my freestyles are even stories. So it's just my whole rap style is just it's different. I can dumb it down, of course, but just the type of music I listen to, you gotta have like passion with it. You really have to have real passion.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, man. So you kind of touched on this topic a little bit earlier, but I really want to know like what inspired the name of the album. Because Between the Lines is like there's so many different ways that you could take it, and you can there's other ways that you can interpretate it.
Right. Between the Lines, kind of like in the mixtape cover, you got me walking on this railroad track, which is the underground, right? I'm on the underground. I haven't blown up yet. Screw all the numbers, all that. There's levels to this stuff. I'm still climbing the underground. So as I'm walking that underground track, to the side of me, you got Detroit. To the left of me, you got San Jose. Two cities right in between is me. And I'm kind of like stuck in between. Because like some people in Detroit still think I live in Detroit. Some people in San Jose think I live in Detroit. Some people in Detroit don't even know I live here. And some people in San Jose don't even know I live here. It's kind of like the perception from always being in Detroit and then being here. People don't know. So with Between the Lines, which I'm going to make into a clothing brand soon, the two lines with the "the" in the middle, it's kind of like that's another hidden meaning. But really, it's just me walking in between these cities, and with the tracks, like To Be Told, if you really listen close between the lines, there's some subliminal things that you'll kind of understand about what I was going through, how I'm getting through it, and it's so real. So like Between the Lines, kind of, it took me a long time to come up with the name, but when it clicked, it made the most sense, and that's just where the project was at. So I just I stuck with it.
Nice. So this is my favorite way to wrap up all these episodes, man.
Yeah.
So I want you to just leave off with one solid piece of advice for anybody that's starting music. It could be rappers, producers, A&Rs, managers, anything, just whatever you feel like is a valuable gem, toss it out there in the world.
Just be real with yourself. Make sure you're making music for you before you make it for other people. And nobody's going to give you anything. Nothing's guaranteed. So you got to learn it yourself. You got to teach it yourself and apply the methods that, you know, artists want record labels. They want these big $1 million deals. There's things you can be learning in the meantime that those labels do for you. You know, it's in a time and age where we have so much access to information. So don't be stagnant. Don't be dumb. Really want to learn, and you'll get better at everything. You'll have your hustle up. You'll have your grind up. You'll get to the point where you'll have the music down, the marketing down, and yeah, just keep striving, man. Never stop. That's really what it is. Never stop chasing the dream. That's the biggest thing. Never stop.
Beautiful. Amazing. Love it.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, this concludes another episode of Kicking It with Infinite. My name is Devin, also by Infinite, Pop by Infinite, with the boy Sammy Shiblaq.
My dog. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, stream, everybody stream Between the Lines right now.
Stream that shit right now. Hottest in the city. Come on.
Feel it.
Sir.